magical star beings, this is Psychic Siren Tarot and welcome to the channel. In today's reading we're going to be taking a look at what do you mirror to each other in this connection. So please be aware that this is a general reading, only take what resonates, leave the rest. Have the person in mind while picking a pile. So I used cards with just mirrors on them and then shuffled them to get different cards. So for pile number 1, we have Aquamarine, I think. I think that's Aquamarine with the 8 of mirrors, 8 of cups. For pile number 2, we have this kind of like rainbow pendant with the 10 of mirrors, 10 of cups. And then for pile 3, we have Howlite with the 2 of mirrors, 2 of cups. So pick whichever pile you're most drawn to, maybe based on the imagery, colors of the crystals, whichever one is calling out to you the most. I'm going to give you a few seconds to pick a pile. So again, pick whichever pile is standing out to you the most, the one that you're most drawn to. And that will be your pile for today. Once you're done picking a pile, please find the timestamps for your pile in the description box below, and then I'll see you at your reading. Hi there, my pile number 1s. If you chose this Aquamarine crystal in the 8 of mirrors, 8 of cups, then this is your reading. We're going to be taking a look at what you mirror to each other in this connection. So please be aware that this is a general reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. Let's go ahead and see what tarot cards you have first. And then towards the middle of your reading, we're going to take a look at your oracle cards. So can I just have a few cards firstly to just get a little bit into the energy of what they mirror to each other in this connection for pile number 1, please. So we have the 4 of spirals, 4 of wands. We have Psyche with the world. We have the 8 of scrolls, 8 of swords. And we have the 3 of scrolls, 3 of swords. So with these first cards, I definitely feel as though you and this person have a karmic connection. Or your connection is meant to bring transformations to each other, to help you release karmic cycles. So the world is about releasing cycles. The 8 of cups is about letting go, releasing something. And the tear on this fox is really sticking out to me. Foxes can sometimes represent cunning. So for some of you, this is like healing from past betrayals, people being cunning towards us, people not being trustworthy, feeling kind of stuck and anxious with opening up to people. So what you are mirroring to each other in this connection, some of you could have already let go of this connection. Some of you, this connection is in your life, but it's helping you release this past pain. And what you're mirroring to each other is you both have the same pain, the same heartbreak, the same pain, because the 3 of swords is about heartbreak. And I'm hearing healing from heartbreak. So you're both healing from similar things, similar pain, similar traumas in life, in this lifetime, and you both have pretty similar lessons in this lifetime, pretty similar things you're healing from. And what's really interesting, I was drawn to this aquamarine crystal for you, but it's kind of broken at this side. So it's kind of like you're here to teach and mirror to each other that you're not broken even through the pain you've been through in life. I do feel like journaling or poetry can be quite helpful for both of you, or some kind of artistic or creative expression can help both of you heal. Maybe what you mirror to each other is you both have some kind of artistry, creative energy that you are either meant to bring out if you haven't brought it out, or you can have that potential to bring out. What you're both mirroring to each other is what you both need to release and let go of that has kept you stuck from those cycles in your lifetime and in past lives and kept your ancestors stuck. I also feel ancestors coming through. I just saw 333. So both your ancestors have very similar things that they need to release in the ancestral line. If some of you are married to this person or have kids with this person, you are meant to do that. And if you don't, I'm not saying that you're meant to do that, but if you do, it's like you're here to support the healing and the liberation of the ancestral cycles. If you are already married or have kids with this person, or some of you are divorced to them, because Four of Wands sometimes reminds me of marriage, and then Eight of Cups is leaving something. So some of you are divorced but have kids with this person, and it's like your ancestors have created some kind of soul contract where you two come together in this lifetime to help each other learn lessons and transform with Psyche. Open up spiritually, awaken to your spiritual side with Psyche, because she is the goddess of the soul. She's represented as a butterfly goddess, and butterflies represent transformation. She transformed from mortal into a goddess. So that is why, I think that's why she's represented as transformation, right? One thing you both have in common is you both have very good luck, is what I'm seeing spiritually, and you're both meant to open each other up to your more spiritual side, to the soul, to what the soul needs, feeding the soul instead of feeding the ego. You both may have awakened each other in this lifetime to the divine aspects within yourself, as well as to the aspects within yourself and aspects within, like, things you need to let go, pain you've held on to that needs to be liberated, that needs to be freed, so that you can find clarity and move forward, right? So in the last month, only 41% of my viewers have subscribed to my channel, so if you enjoy this reading so far and would like to stay up to date with what I post daily, hit the subscribe button to not miss out. Thank you to everybody that supports my channel. I have so much gratitude and love for you. So let's see what other cards you have. Clarify the Eight of Swords, please, Spirit. So usually the Eight of Swords is like somebody being stuck with a blindfold. But here we see like these scrolls above her head, and it looks like she's looking into a crystal ball. But her head is looking up. She's not looking into the crystal ball. So what I feel from that imagery is what you're both mirroring to each other is you were never stuck. You were maybe looking in the wrong direction for clarity, because she's looking at her thoughts here. The scrolls, the swords represent thoughts, right? Our mind. So maybe some of you are like, what you're mirroring to each other is you've been looking at your thoughts, your mind, what your mind has been telling you, what your anxiety has been telling you. Yeah, what your mind has been telling you, your logic. But instead, we need to look at our intuition. We need to get the answers directly from a higher self. And then we will get that clarity. So that may be what you're both mirroring to each other, is you're not going to find the answers outside of you. Through tarot readings, for example, too. You're going to find those answers through communicating to your higher self and connecting to your intuition, not your anxiety and not your thoughts, not your mind. So that can play out in many different ways for different people here, so take it as it resonates. Three of Stones, Three of Pentacles. Okay, so what you're mirroring to each other is you've both felt stuck in ways. You've both felt like you don't have clarity on where you're supposed to go in life, what you're supposed to do. There's all these thoughts boggling your mind, like, I should do this, I should do this, I should do this. But one thing you both have in common is you both have not trusted your intuition when your intuition was meant to guide you on the right path for you. And that's a past energy, I feel. I feel like you have awakened to your intuition and started trusting it more. That's what I said, have not. So with the owls here, this is also trusting our own intuition and internal guidance. That's what owls represent. So Three of Pentacles, opposite the Eight of Swords, is maybe like you're realizing, breaking certain illusions around, I was never stuck in the first place because my higher self is helping me, God is helping me, the universe is helping me, the universe is conspiring in my favor for me to have good luck. You may have both felt like you had really bad luck for some of you, or like things are just never going in your favor. But when you realize that even your pain and hardships have led you to becoming the greatest version of yourself right now, you will realize that you have never been stuck in the first place. And those lessons were just stepping stones to you transforming into the greatest version and aspect of yourself you are today. So clarify psyche with the world, ma'at with justice. There's always one pile in these kind of connection readings, love readings, where they have past life connections to Egypt. I feel like this is my pile with those past life connections to Egypt and this person. You may both be very drawn to Egypt for some reason, or to the ancient wisdom of ancient Egypt, through gods and goddesses. Because it's kind of funny. The clarifying card is Ma'at, which is the goddess of justice, if I'm not mistaken. And Psyche is another goddess. And not all these cards have goddesses. So maybe both of you are drawn to mythology or drawn to goddesses, gods, things like that. Or finding spiritual truth through spirituality or religion. And that may be what you're both mirroring to each other, things you need to learn from those. So, for example, let's say you're drawn to mythology, goddesses, gods. What I believe is that mythology teaches us aspects of ourselves, archetypes within human nature, where we're supposed to learn from those stories, take keys of wisdom from those stories, because they are basically archetypes of what we can relate to as human beings. You may also be mirroring aspects of the divine within yourselves that you may have never seen before. Okay, we have the Watcher with the Queen of Mirrors, Queen of Cups. So as I pull this card, I'm hearing that song, everybody's watching her, but she's looking at you, and I saw 1111 as I said that. So you may both watch each other when the other person is looking away, and not realize that you're both watching each other and thinking like the other person's not looking at me, but we're both looking at each other. We're both watching each other. This could even be symbolic with Eight of Cups opposite the Watcher. You may both be watching each other on social media if you're asking about a past connection. You may both be thinking about each other, but thinking the other person isn't, right? And I definitely feel like you've brought healing to each other. Even if, for some of you, this was a situation where this person was the archetype of a villain in your story. So I know people aren't gonna like this, but like this card is popping out and it reminds me of, what is it called? Peter Pan with Captain Hook, right? It reminds me of that, and how Captain Hook was the villain in that story, and how in a lot of these stories there is a villain. There's that archetype of the villain, but the villain helps the hero archetype transform into their best self. It even reminds me of, like, why is Spirit bringing up Scooby-Doo, when they find the villain and then they accomplish something, or they're showing me Dragon Ball Z, when they go to their lowest low, then they transform into their higher self. So it's like sometimes our souls know that, okay, if somebody is going to play the villain in our storyline in this lifetime, I don't know if some of you watched Dolores Cannon, where she talks about life being like a play, and we're all just actors and actresses playing out a play, but we can always change the storyline if we don't like it. I feel like that's coming up here in this reading, that energy, where it's like we're helping each other realize we can rewrite our story, and that this person is not really a bad soul, I want to say. Because some of you, like this person, you believe this person's a bad person. And I'm not invalidating that, but it's kind of like they have signed up as a spiritual lesson for you if you believe that they're a villain in your story, where they play that villain to help you transform into the hero, where you liberate and save yourself. I hope that makes sense. I know not a lot of people are going to like that message, but I'm seeing it. So I feel like on a soul level, they're not a bad person, but maybe you had karmic history with the Five of Spirals, Five of Wands. With this person, almost like, if there was like a lot of anger you two had towards each other, you may be also like mirroring aspects of the anger you two felt towards each other that was hidden in the past lives with the moon at the back of the deck. It was hidden to you, you know, like it was things you've experienced in past lives together, but you never saw it, you know. You thought maybe it was just like this life, but it was actually more spiritual than you realize. So even though this is a karmic connection, it's like, I feel like they're still part of your soul family, part of your soul tribe, but there is a karmic nature to this connection. So the one thing I've seen in a lot of personal readings is somebody can be a part of our soul family, which is why a lot of people get confused when they're like, is this my soulmate? Is this my twin flame? Is this a karmic? I can't tell, because the lines kind of sometimes get blurred. I've even seen some people have like a soulmate relationship to a person, and because they did so much wrong things to each other in the past lives, or one person kept hurting the other person in past lives and they never learned from those lessons or resolved that, they kept coming back and relearning those lessons in the next life. And sometimes, you know, like if we experience the same issue with a person again and again and again, and we can't seem to find clarity, it's like something's hidden here, we can't understand it. That is most probably mirroring something back to us from the past life connection we had to them, and something we need to let go of, an emotion we need to learn from and let go of from that past life, and watch it. Don't like, what is the word? Don't like judge that emotion. Watch that emotion, analyze it, empathize with it, and then you will find that healing and that liberation. So I feel with the dragon here, what you're both mirroring to each other is finding your internal strength through the kind of battles you've gone through, and then finding the celebration and the liberation after that. So you're both helping each other find your internal strength through these hardships, through these challenges, through these conflicts. For others of you where you don't feel like this person was a villain in your story, what you're both mirroring to each other is honest intentions with justice here. And something about the balancing of karma. You know, the justice scales represent that balance. I'm seeing that. 3 of spirals, 3 of wands. So it's funny that we have 3, 3 here. So you're both helping each other support grow with the tree here from that pain. And that's the essence of what I see here in this message. We have the illusionist at the back of the deck with the Knight of Pentacles. So this talks about us thinking our pain is like, on the human perception, I have even viewed it like this until I started doing readings and seeing more into the higher perception that spirit has. In our human perspective, we view our pain as like, it happened to us and it broke us. It broke us. But the truth is that is an illusion. We are never broken. We can only become stronger from that pain and grow from that pain and liberate ourselves. So sometimes pain helps us grow into the best version of ourselves, helps us heal things, unravel things that we've maybe carried from childhood, from past lives, that the universe is mirroring back to us through that person. So one thing I had to learn in my connections, I had like some people where They kept doing the same thing over and over and over to me, like through different people in my lifetime. And I had to realize that the universe is mirroring back to me something I need to heal within myself. And as soon as I healed that thing, it never happened again, you know? So some of you have experienced that with different connections in your life where they're mirroring back to you certain illusions of beliefs you've had. So if one thing I had as an illusion was I had the belief that everybody is going to leave me, that nobody's going to stay in my life because I have that fear of abandonment from my abandonment wound. And I had to change that belief because that is an illusion keeping me stuck. That is not true. That is not part of my higher self's truth. And as soon as I let go of that illusion, I found people in my life that are here to stay, that want to stay in my life, you know? So let's see what other cards you have. What are they mirroring to each other in this connection? We have the 7 Star Sisters, Birthing Creations, Tapestry of Life, Expression. I feel like there's a group of souls, 7 specifically, or 3. 3 has come up strongly, or 8. Those are the numbers I see where it's like people you've lived lives with in past lives that kind of teach you these things. So for some of you, I'm picking up on multiple people's energies. So multiple connections you've had in this lifetime where in like the past lives, you've come back to each other to mirror to each other lessons you needed to learn to birth something new into reality, to create something new, to heal, to realize how bright you shine, to realize your own inner light when you were going through dark moments, and to realize that every problem has a solution. So it's like whoever we're channeling here, there are people that are part of your soul family that are mirroring to you the lessons that need to be learned and overcome so that you can find your greatest strength through these obstacles and realize there is always another side. You know, when we're going through those challenges or problems, there's always a solution to that. 111 on the clock. So I also mentioned creativity earlier. I do see that. So we have you got the love, Hadarian energy, codependency, boundaries. So you may be learning similar lessons when it comes to love, when it comes to relationships. You may both... Yeah, okay, we have I'm sorry, defenselessness, riding past wrongs, uprooting. So you may both be feeling sorry about similar things that have happened within the connection. So maybe you said or did some things to this person in your connection that you regret, and maybe they're regretting similar things. And with you got the love, maybe you both are mirroring that you had a same type of way of loving. So the word codependency here is sticking out to me. So for example, I mentioned similar pain. Let's say both of you are codependent, but sometimes it may come out in different ways, you know, but the underlying wound is the same. Sometimes it may come out in similar ways where we're enabling that within each other to help each other learn from that. So I'm seeing something like that here. So I feel drawn to this oracle deck as well. So what are they mirroring to each other in this connection? Alignment, home, throat chakra, balanced forces, trust your innocence. So, okay, this is what I was speaking about. Home is like you being part of the same soul family. You both may be longing for that feeling of belonging, longing for that feeling of home within your connections at first, but learning to find it within. I feel like you both have unconditional love for each other on a soul level, higher self level. So, you know, in this lifetime, your human self may perceive this person as a villain, but their higher self is actually coming through as quite pure for some of you. So that's what I see with the Trust Your Innocence card, where you're both pure souls, but you may be playing the role to help each other heal, you know? If you believe in starseeds, you may even come from the same planet. And you're here to help each other create a brand new version of self that is much more aligned to what your higher self wants to create. Okay, and help each other come in alignment to that. With the throat chakra here, you're both learning boundaries in this lifetime to speak up for yourself and learning to self-express without hiding away parts of yourself in shame. With balanced forces, you may view each other as very opposite or very different, right? But you may actually be more similar than you realize. So for some of you, I'm picking up on the opposite axes, the sister signs. So, for example, I have a sister that is a Leo and I'm an Aquarius. And we're actually very, very alike, even though we seem different. One thing about her is she has that unique, weird, quirky side, like an Aquarius, but she's a Leo. So the sister signs often mirror things back to each other, have similarities that they may not see at first, but may be opposites of each other. Another example is like Virgo and Pisces. I'm trying to think of the other ones. I think it's Cancer and Capricorn, if I'm not mistaken. But search up the sister signs and you'll see on Google. Maybe you resonate with that for somebody here. So this is what I have for you. This is what you are mirroring to each other in this connection. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Hi there, my pile number 2s. If you chose this rainbow pendant and the 10 of mirrors, 10 of cups, then this is your reading. We're going to be taking a look at what are you mirroring to each other in this connection. So as I'm in this energy, I feel very playful and I feel very free. And I heard rainbow soul. I had no idea that existed because when I was doing the intro for your pile, for the pile selection, I was like wondering what crystal I'm going to use for pile 2. And then this rainbow pendant just kind of sticked out to me the most, where no other crystal like kind of matched the energy. And I haven't used this in a while. This is actually a gift given to me. So you may be gifts or blessings to each other in ways. And it may be very sacred and rare to come across a soul like you. A rainbow soul. That's the first time I've ever heard that in a reading. I'm actually going to go on Google quickly and see if there's anything about that on Google. But sometimes I'll channel things and I'll try to Google it and there's nothing relating to that on Google. But I feel like rainbow souls are people that like kind of bring hope and inspiration and upliftment to the world, color to the world. And I feel like both of you have that same soul blueprint. And I'm feeling like it's a very rare soul blueprint. As I look into your soul's energy, like not many people have this kind of soul blueprint of a rainbow soul. Just like how there's indigo souls, etc., etc. That's kind of what I'm feeling. So let's see. Oh, it is on Google. Are you a rainbow soul? Okay, so it says here like there's different types of soul types. And one thing I've also channeled was a diamond soul, and it mentions it here. Indigos, rainbows, crystals, and diamonds, okay? So apparently like rainbow souls have a strong unity consciousness, and they don't like war, hurting each other, like destruction. So I'm reading another article and it says, I have met very few rainbow souls, rainbow spirits. They are rare. And that's confirmation of what I channeled. Most incarnating beings are ascending, and that means shedding their human self to become a divine being. But it was not always like that. In the beginning, divine beings were shedding the divine nature to become human. I don't know if this is true or not. I'm just reading an article online. Either progression is not easy. Rainbow souls are new to the physical reality. They incarnate at a time that is almost against the normal flow. They are late comers to physical reality. They are shedding their divine nature to become more human. Rainbow souls bring a spark of divinity into physical reality that is perhaps almost non-existent today. Rainbow souls still possess their divine spark and have not fully shed it. It's not easy for a rainbow soul as they are living in a world where they don't fit in, and they are seeking a different kind of experience from the usual spiritual person. So they don't quite fit in either. The normal spiritual person is seeking to release the human within them, and the rainbow soul is looking to embrace it. Try not to think of either experience being more spiritual over another. In the beginning, when most souls were descending into matter, it was considered quite the spiritual thing to do. Now it's the other way around. But the entire human experience of shedding divinity, becoming human, and then taking away your divinity is all very spiritual and designed to create a more advanced being. So what is coming up here is you're both mirroring that you're part of the same soul blueprint, same soul group, but you may express it in different ways. Some of you may feel like this person is different to you, or like there are some similarities with the mirrors that you can see truth in, but with the different colors, like you bring different perspectives to each other with the different mirrors here that help you feel more free, that help you see another side to life. So it's reminding me of that thing of we only have certain colors here, but imagine there are more colors that we have not seen. So it's almost like you're bringing new colors to each other that you have not seen before, new perspectives that you have not seen, that you can grasp and gain more intelligence on that. So it's like one thing you're mirroring to each other is in this lifetime, you're both very colorful human beings. You bring color, hope, and inspiration to everybody around you. You both bring different perspectives to humanity, to the people around you that they have never seen before. And you both bring a sense of free-spirited nature, spontaneity, and color to everyone's lives around you. I'm also seeing something about music. You may both have a love for music. So with the 10 of Cups being your first card that came out, I do believe that you two are mirroring the same love you have for each other. The feelings you have for this person, the love you have for this person, they have the same exact love to you. So what are they mirroring to each other? So we have Hearn the Hunter with the Chariot. So in the last month, only 41% of my viewers have subscribed to my channel. So if you enjoy this video so far and would like to stay up to date with what I post daily, hit the subscribe button to not miss out. Thank you to all my subscribers that have been here since the beginning, and thank you to the subscribers that watch right now. I'm so grateful to all of your support, and I'm sending you so much love and gratitude. So let's see, we have Aradine with Death. I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. If not, sorry. 9 of Spirals with the 9 of Wands. Okay. The Companion with the King of Spirals, King of Wands. So there's very fiery energies in this pile. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, as well as Cancer. We have the Green Man with the Emperor, so that's Aries energy again. Let's see. I first want to analyze these and I'll pull more as I go along. Definitely strong fire sign energy here. You both have that, even if you're not fire sign, you have that strong fire within you to achieve. Strong passion. Wanderlust is what I'm hearing too. Yeah, it's Scorpio. You may both have like 8th house placements or 8th house synastry too. You may have both gone through similar challenges in life with the 9 of Wands, similar kind of endings in life. And I'm tapping into the Akashic records now. On a soul level, past life level, you've both had very similar childhoods in multiple past lives, very similar physical deaths in multiple past lives. I'm seeing something about overlapping. So I'm channeling like a weird energy that this person is like, how do I explain this in word, spirit? So you know, in some like movies, they have like another person that's like our doppelganger in physical form. This person is like your doppelganger in the spiritual sense. I've never channeled anything like that, but it's kind of like if we had to think this person was from an alternate reality, they're like you in another alternate reality. Maybe I'm picking up on past lives where this person was another version of you in an alternate reality. And maybe one of you comes from like an alternate reality and is in this reality. When we think of the universe, it's very multidimensional. So it's like trippy talking about this, but like I'm channeling this and it's something I've never channeled before. But it's like the challenges you've experienced in life in this lifetime, even your childhoods are very similar. There are similar themes there, similar wounds there, but they're both meant to liberate you, help you become even more free and flowing. I hope that makes sense, but that's what I'm seeing. So we have Bella Rosa with the devil. Okay, you may have both seen similar darkness within the world with the devil here, opposite the Nine of Wands. So either in other people, like let's say you both had similar experiences where maybe both of you had somebody cheat on you. I just saw 13:31 on the clock. So mirroring experiences. It's kind of like seeing the same darkness within others at the same time. And it feels kind of like we're trauma bonding over this. Like we're both relating to the similar experiences we had. Similar karmic connections, similar lessons in karmic connections I'm seeing too. Maybe even similar ways of self-sabotage that may come up in different ways or similar ways. But the same type of self-sabotage. So for instance, Spirit is showing me, let's say we have one person that is, for example, like avoidant. And then one person that is having an anxious attachment. Both of them want the same love, but they may react to it in different ways. One may run from it, yet one may cling. Yet they both want the same thing. They both have the same fear, but they react to it in different ways. So some of you could be like that, where it's like you're reacting to it differently to the kind of wound you have, but it's still the same wound, if that makes sense. Whereas some of you react to it similarly. We have the Six of Scrolls, Six of Swords. So you're both meant to transition and transform in this lifetime in similar ways. That's what you're mirroring to each other. And what you're mirroring to each other is a different kind of, how do I explain this, Spirit? A different kind of perception of this. So say for instance, like let's say I had to have a friend of the similar energy, and maybe she went through the same trauma as me, and we speak about it, and I'm telling her this was my experience, this was how I felt, and then she's telling me her experience, and I'm finding a different perspective and healing through listening to her experience, as we've gone through similar things but came out it differently or see things differently within this. So I'm seeing something like that, where it's like we're kind of trauma bonding over our similar pain, but finding a different perspective and finding healing through that. And with the elephant here, we're both meant to nurture that part of us that needs to die, metaphorically, like a part of our past that needs to die out, that needs to be let go of, that needs to be transformed. Because the Six of Swords is about a change that's happening. Death is about transformation. So we're both transforming in the same way in this lifetime. Okay, so maybe both of you are nurturing your inner child or having a similar transformation within this lifetime, and you may both trigger that within each other for some of you. And some of you may also have similar shadow traits to this person with the devil here. So, Spirit, give me an example of this energy. So, Spirit is bringing up possessiveness as an example. It doesn't have to be your example, but I'm just using this as an example. So, let's say me and this friend, we both feel very jealous and possessive, and like, what's mine is mine, you know? And it's like we can kind of relate to that and not feel like we have to be ashamed of that shadow trait. Spirit is bringing up Lilith energy in the birth chart. So, we all have the Lilith sign in the birth chart. And it's like, that's the part of us that we're meant to embrace that we may have felt ashamed of. So you two may both have the same Lilith placement or same house placement. I don't know why astrology is coming up, but it is. Or you may have that energy where it's similar. So the 8 of Spirals, 8 of Wands. So this depicts shooting stars, right? And when I think of shooting stars, I think of wishes, making a wish on a shooting star. So you may both wish for the same type of love, same type of companionship, yet may not realize that. Then we have the 5 of Stones, 5 of Pentacles. So I'm seeing some of you, a message for some of you, both of you may have lacked a father figure or a mother figure. So I'm seeing something along those lines to do with our childhoods. Some similarities may be there, but it may not be exact. And you may both be creating very similar things within your careers. I'm seeing like very similar goals, very similar things you're going to create to do with your career, to do with the life you create. It's very similar, like similar wishes. It's mirroring to each other. And I actually feel like if you two stay in each other's lives, you will help each other where there is a lack of clarity. So you will help each other create that plan and help each other create action towards that and take action towards that and have that courage, to put yourself out there and follow that dream. When you are lacking the courage or when you're lacking the clarity on what to do, you two can help each other. So what's mirroring here is you're both very ambitious and you both have big dreams, goals, and wishes that you're both going to achieve, that you're destined to achieve in this lifetime. You may also both, I hear the word malnourished, like childhood, inner child wounds. So we may both have similar kind of like inner child wounds of needs we've had that haven't been met. So say, for instance, one person didn't have physical needs met, maybe didn't grow up with stability financially, yet the other person has dealt with the same thing or has dealt with an emotional need not being met. So I'm seeing something like that. Okay, let's move on to your oracle cards. This is a very interesting reading. I feel like I've channeled things for you I haven't channeled before, which is very cool. I love that. So let's see what else. So we have either with the seamless unspeakable, and do you see how like these dragons are mirrored in all 4 corners? I almost feel like even with the number 11, it's like you two are aspects of each other within different human bodies. But on the soul level, it's like the same. Some of you relate to this person being your twin flame. With harmonic flight at the back of the deck, I associate this with the twin flame card. So I'm going to take it. It's like you're seeing aspects of yourselves within each other, aspects of your divinity and your humanness within each other, and learning to not feel ashamed of that, but feel free within that. Feel like I'm less alone in this world because somebody else understands what I've been through. I'm seeing something like that. We have Realm Bridger. So like on the soul level, you two are literally the same. And then we have solar plexus chakra at the back of the deck. So both of you may be learning to feel worthy of what it is you wish for, what it is you want to create and grow within this lifetime. You're both blooming into this space where you can feel worthy of receiving love, worthy of receiving manifestations, worthy of receiving our wishes, our goals. So I see something along those lines. You're both healing the solar plexus in this lifetime and upgrading it, making it stronger. So I almost sense like in different lifetimes, some souls choose to work on specific chakras in that lifetime and choose to learn certain lessons around those specific chakras. I do also feel like I'm learning those solar plexus energies in this lifetime. So I'm sensing like energetically, clairvoyantly, like when we are lacking substance within one chakra, we can choose to live a life where we learn lessons around that chakra to make it stronger. So let's say my root chakra is very weak, but all the other chakras are very strong. Then maybe in the next lifetime, I will learn lessons around stability, around safety, security, things like that. So what they are mirroring to each other. Root chakra. So I find that funny that I mentioned that and that card came out. So hematite 7, culmination. 7 is also a very spiritual number. This is a very spiritual, divine connection. Divine love. The rose quartz card with Venus and empathy, card 14. Lapis lazuli, third eye chakra and consciousness. Aquamarine, water element and intuition. So I'm seeing you're both going to bloom the same in this lifetime, both going to transform the same in this lifetime. Look at the butterfly here and transition at the back of the deck. So definitely that same message is coming up. You both maybe had similar upbringings with the root chakra here, similar kind of things that you need. So for example, let's say you both need more love. Maybe both of you need that and you can give that to each other and bring healing to each other and pour into each other and help each other heal that wound where you don't have to go through it alone. Look at these trees even being mirrored here. You're both going to find grounding and stability in this lifetime and build the life you desire for yourself in similar ways. And even look at the mirroring here of the two shells. So you may feel things in very similar ways. You may be healing certain things similarly. And you may both have similar intuitive gifts with consciousness and intuition. So that is what I see here, similar ways of loving. You may both feel empathy towards each other of what you've been through. And if you resonate with twin flame connections, it's like you seeing those experiences in each other and feeling that empathy and nurturing, that part of that person is actually healing ourselves, because when we think of twin flames, they're a version of us in another body. So it's like basically healing ourselves where we think it's an illusion of another person, but we're actually healing ourselves and giving love to ourselves through that person. So this is what I see here, pile number 2. I really hope this reading resonated with you. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hi there, my pile number 3s. If you chose this Howlite crystal in the 2 of mirrors, 2 of cups, then this is your reading. We're going to be taking a look at what are you mirroring to each other in this connection. So please be aware that this is a general reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. The one thing I'll say about your pile, I'm hearing that song 2 of hearts, 2 hearts that beat as one. If you know that song, there's always one pile in my love readings where I hear that song. So this is confirmation if you've heard that before watching my readings. But it's like you two have the same heart, same way of loving. You two also have a very pure soul, both of you. So that may be something you're mirroring to each other. You two may also be very devoted in your way of loving. It feels like a reciprocal connection where we're both devoting ourselves to each other, where we're both givers in this connection, giving to each other, and the love keeps overflowing when we keep pouring into each other's cups. And it never runs empty because there are no imbalances of like, I give more and you give less, you know? So there is something about balanced giving and receiving. And if that's not there in your connection yet, what the universe may be mirroring to you is that you may. I just bit my tongue. Maybe you're not ready to hear this message, but okay, I'm gonna say it anyway because it's coming through. So, like one thing I've learned in my life as a giver is sometimes I've been like, oh my gosh, I'm always giving to others. But have I ever been in a receptive energy if I really sit back and think about it? Sometimes I've dealt with the situation of being uncomfortable receiving from others. And then I create this illusion in my mind, like I'm the only one giving, but when have I given a chance for the other person to give to me? For me to receive? Or what the universe may be mirroring to you is maybe that if that does not resonate with you and you're not in a reciprocal connection, that maybe there is somebody out there that wants to give to you the same way you are a giver. Okay? And if you intuitively feel like you need to step back and receive, maybe the universe is mirroring that to you. Like if you've been feeling burnt out or resentful, like I keep giving, but I'm not receiving anything back. Maybe what the universe is mirroring to you is you need to balance that energy out by stepping into receptivity to allow yourself to receive. Even if it's a compliment, if it's a gift, someone buying you something, receive it graciously so that you can create this balanced, harmonic, beautiful love in your life where it is reciprocal, where it is balanced. Okay, I feel like the solar plexus energies, feeling worthy of receiving. And I feel like with these swans, you're both very gracious. You're both very talented at something. I always see a swan as a talent. I don't know why, but I always see it that way. Maybe it reminds me of like, what is it? Black Swan, where she like does ballet. Maybe that's why it reminds me of talent, but it does. So both of you are talented at something. Both of you bring in this very harmonic type of love. Both of you are also very graceful with beautiful hearts and a beautiful physical appearance. So you're both very attractive or handsome or beautiful, whatever you resonate with. And swans also represent, so they represent wisdom, balance. It's funny that I said balance, grace, inner beauty, innocence, self-esteem, seeing into the future, intuitive abilities, and commitment. Okay, so you may both also have very similar spiritual abilities and wisdom you're learning in this lifetime. Or you may be mirroring the wisdom you need to learn through each other through this connection. So let's go ahead and add your tarot cards now. And going back to that message I said of getting in the energy of receiving, some of you may have listened to that I hear from Spirit and be like, no, like people in my life genuinely haven't given back to me where I wanted to receive. And if that is so, then what the universe is mirroring to you is that you need to find other givers that are like you. So Spirit Guides of pile number 3s. I hear divine union. What are they mirroring to each other in this connection? So in the last month, only 41% of my viewers have subscribed to my channel. So if you enjoy this video so far and would like to stay up to date with what I post daily, hit the subscribe button to not miss out. Thank you to all my subscribers that have been here since the beginning, supporting me. I'm so grateful for you. And I'm so grateful to everybody that's here with me today. Sending you so much love. Okay, so we have the 7 of Scrolls, 7 of Swords. the Seven of Stones, Seven of Pentacles. Okay, so in this specific Seven of Swords usually represents deceit. I don't know why, it almost sounded like I said epilepsy. So someone here has epilepsy and this person does too. But we see two doors here. So I'm getting with this Seven of Swords card, like, you know, Seven of Swords usually represents deceit, betrayal, things like that. So let's say I get a choice here of two doors, of an experience of life I want to have. And since we have two sevens, it's like either I can create an experience where I am betraying the people I love, where I am hurting the people I love, where I am just like making wrong and bad decisions and creating more darkness on the earth. I also have a decision where I can create more love on earth, more harmony, more peace on earth. Help people heal instead of destroy people. You know, so it's like both of you may get similar choices in life or similar tests. Something about that is coming through, that you may be mirroring to each other. And if you listen to this from the beginning and you're like, this person isn't really loving or devoted to me, what the universe may be mirroring to you is that they are the opposite of you, and that you need to find somebody that actually loves the same way you do. Okay? So take it as it resonates. We have Psyche with the World. We have the Eight of Mirrors, Eight of Cups. Some of you may be from pile 1. And if you are relating to that energy of like this person not being loving to you, because I feel two splits in this group. There are some where they're in really loving, healthy, reciprocal connections that they're happy in with the Sun at the back of the deck. But some of you are like in relationships where you're trying to create happiness with this person, but this person's not trying to create that with you. Where it's like you're trying to force something with somebody that doesn't give you the same love you give them. And I'm talking about toxic relationships here. So there's a split in the energies here. Four of Spirals, Four of Wands, Ace of Stones, Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Mirrors, Ace of Cups, Gaia with the Empress. And I'm going to take the Sun, since that's the last card. We have the Moon right behind it. So for some of you, like, if you relate to this person, like, not having the same heart as you, with the Sun and Moon, like, you could be polar opposites to each other. That's only for some of you, not all of you. Whereas others of you are, like, the exact replicas of each other in ways. Okay, so what am I sensing here? I'm also getting with the Moon and the Sun, like divine masculine and divine feminine. Some of you may be married to this person, or if you're in a healthy relationship with this person, I'm not gonna like enable toxic relationships. That's not what I'm here to do. If you're in a healthy relationship with this person, I do see you getting married to them in this lifetime, potentially. Remember, when we read tarot, we're reading into a possibility, a sort of glimpse into a possibility of the future based on the current energies. So if we continue doing what we're doing, where things are going great, then we will get there to that end goal if that's what you want, or like that stable, serious commitment. And I see two flames here. So someone here resonates with twin flame connection. And the Ace of Cups, I keep getting this feeling of similar ways of loving, similar hearts for those that are in the healthy connections. Okay, one thing I'll say about you is if you've ever bought a reading from any type of reader and they struggle to connect with your energy. This is for somebody specific, not for everybody. And they struggle to connect with your energy, or like sometimes if you watch tarot readings and like readers struggle to connect, I feel like your energy is very protected. Because I'm looking at the shell here and the sea turtle, and a shell, even the sea turtle has that like hard shell around it. Is it a shell? I don't really know. To protect itself. And sea creatures use shells to protect itself. So I feel like one thing that's mirrored here is you're both very protected. Your soul, your energy is very protected, where sometimes readers may have a hard time connecting to your energy because you are so protected, to prevent them from seeing something that you wouldn't want them to see. So you may have both felt a little bit misunderstood in this lifetime. You may have both felt like you were, like people kind of struggled to connect with you or get you or understand you. So one thing you may be mirroring to each other is this feeling of both of us have felt misunderstood for some of you. For some of you, both of you have this feeling of like self-preservation, self-protection, learning to protect yourself from people that are only going to bring you destruction and not peace. And you may both be transforming from this with Psyche, the world, letting go of this, releasing connections that don't serve you so that you can find people that actually do care for you genuinely, that do celebrate your wins genuinely. No jealousy, no like ulterior motives, any of that. Because I think one thing you're both learning, if you relate to that pure soul thing, I feel like that toxic relationship energy is drowned out. I feel like this is the strongest energy here. So some of you may relate to pile one if you relate more to the toxic relationship part. But I feel like both of you, if you relate to the pure soul part, both of you have had people be deceitful towards you, where you're learning to rebuild after that. Rebuild your sense of self. With the mirror here, I'm getting like, sometimes we look into the mirror and we don't feel great about ourselves, and we say the mean things to ourselves in the mirror that other people have said to us. So you may both be releasing insecurities within this lifetime that are very similar, or you may both have that similarity of dealing with insecurities, letting go of insecurities within this lifetime, and learning to love ourselves as we are, unconditionally, unapologetically. That's why I even feel with the Empress here, sometimes the Empress represents self-love. And there are people in the world that are cruel, but there are also people in the world that are kind. So I feel like both of you are seeing that there are people like that, but there are also people with the same heart as you. So that's what you may be mirroring to each other. I feel like both of you want commitment here and stability and love. And both of you want to let go of anything that doesn't exceed your expectations or match your standards of what you want in dating, love, relationships in general, even if it's not dating. Both of you want to let go of anything that isn't bringing you the happiness you deserve to receive, the joy you deserve to receive. And both of you, what you're mirroring to each other is you're both learning to protect your peace, and grow your abundance in similar ways. So I see you both growing your abundance in similar ways, working on, I'm seeing same soul mission, but different. So for instance, like Spirit is showing me an example where it doesn't have to be completely the same. Let's say there is someone here that is an artist and their lover is a nail tech, right? And one person is doing nails, one person is painting. And they both maybe have the same soul mission, but they're bringing it in different ways. So I'm seeing something like that, where maybe the nail tech is going to bring people this feeling of beauty, where they can feel beautiful, where they can feel like, I walk out of the house and I feel good about myself. And that is healing in a way. We don't always think of that as a healer, but that is healing when you can make a person feel beautiful in their own skin and see that beauty within. I feel like some of you have Libra energies. Whereas the other person may be creating art that inspires the other person, but it still may be healing in the same way, but in a different way. I hope that makes sense. So even like if it doesn't relate to careers, but it's something about you two having similar soul missions where you're both meant to bring healing to the earth in some way, but maybe in different ways. So I'm seeing that. Okay, let's get your oracle cards. I feel like these readings are very deep, deeper than expected. Like I didn't expect any of these messages to come out. So we do have vulnerability at the back of the deck. So maybe you're both learning to be vulnerable with your emotions, to open up those sides of you that you wouldn't really show everybody. Realm Bridger. Solar plexus chakra. This is what I mentioned earlier. Communication, co-creation. Shine your light. And radical expansion. So there is a spiritual purpose to this connection. You're both helping each other grow spiritually, grow into your destiny, into who you're meant to become, who you're meant to bloom into. And you're both meant to guide each other to your soul mission, your purpose in this lifetime. You may both be mirroring to each other that we need to accept ourselves as we are. Believe that we're worthy of receiving the love we want. Believe that we're worthy of receiving the abundance we want. You know, all those things. Believe that we can shine as we are, authentically, you know, and not feel the need to hide ourselves. Not feel the need to make ourselves small. Or, hide ourselves, but instead take up more space. That's the message I'm getting here from this dragon, like taking up more space. I've never gotten a message like that before, but I got that. And both of you may be mirroring to each other, like you've both gone through pain, but you're both strong enough to expand through that pain, to grow past that pain. I'm hearing visibility, letting yourself be seen. So you're both learning that lesson of letting yourself and allowing yourself to be seen by the world as you are authentically, and letting that authentic light shine out to the world. You're both bringing each other a heart chakra expansion, helping each other expand into your north nodes. We have pink amethyst with divine love and soul star chakra. Do you see how these roses are mirroring? I find that so cool and interesting. The water element with intuition and aquamarine. So aquamarine was Pal 1's crystal, so some of you were drawn to that. Sunstone, sacral chakra, and deep knowing. And moonstone, crown chakra, and transcendence. So you're both transcending similar things in this lifetime. You're both learning to become more confident in who you are, confident in your abilities, believe in yourself more. And you're both learning to feel like worthy of receiving love, worthy of like feeling like you can, I don't know if the word is worthy. Okay. Not feeling ashamed of our emotions, feeling worthy of having a partner or love around us that accepts our emotions and doesn't shame us. So both of you may be transcending the feeling and emotion of shame. You both may have had similar emotions that you're learning from with the sacral chakra. And I feel like you both have similar spiritual gifts with the crown chakra and deep knowing here. This is definitely somebody that is part of like your soul family, is a divine love. And that message isn't for everybody, because like I wouldn't want to say to somebody that's in a toxic relationship where spirit maybe wants you to leave with the 8 of Cups, to say like you're in this divine love, because I believe that can keep a person stuck in an illusion. So that's for the people that resonate with the most part of like this person having pure intentions towards you, etc., etc. So that's what I see here. This is your reading pile number 3. I really hope this reading resonated with you. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.